welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new here. My name is Courtney and I make beauty and lifestyle videos here on YouTube. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm very excited about this one. It's really personal, but the reason why I wanted to put it out there is because I feel like a lot of people are going through the same thing that I'm going through right now. So if I can help anyone out there, then that would really make my day. So if you can't tell by the title, this video is a self-development video. I definitely want to steer my channel into self-development, wellness, and all that. So this video is one of those videos. It's going to be talking about my journey to self-love and self-development and how I'm going to get there and how I plan to do that. And if you guys want to follow along, I would love that. Let's just get right into the video. Okay, how my journey kind of started is actually recently. Well, for years, okay, this video might be like all over the place, but it's just because I have so many thoughts going through my head that I want to get out without talking too much. But first of all, I'm 25 years old. A lot of my girlfriends right now are not set in their careers, but have started their career and, you know, they're making good money and this and that. And for me, I'm 25 years old and I'm not even finished school yet. And I totally get that everyone's on their own like page in life and everyone has their own time for everything. But I'm 25 and I didn't feel myself evolving at all from when I was 22. And that's what was the issue for me, was that, as I said in my last video, is every single day you should be growing as a human being. Whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, your growth is so big in who you are as a person, and I just was not growing at all. I was stuck in the same spot. Yes, I was working. Like, I was never lazy, but I didn't do anything that made me feel fulfilled in life. It was really starting to get to me, and it's been getting to me for a few years. So that's kind of where it started. And literally, Will would tell me every single day, Courtney, vlog, this is something you're gonna be so good at. Like, oh my God, there's an ant on me. How did that even happen? So I'm surrounded by people that are very, like Will, for an example, my boyfriend, he has his own company, he owns his own condo. He just is very confident with who he is, and he's very, you know, driven and everything like that. I love that. He would tell me every single day that, you know, Courtney, you could be doing so much with your life right now. You could be following your dreams and this and that. And I always knew I wanted to, but it was just the problem of actually doing it. And I would literally lie in bed sometimes at night and pray. I'm like tripping out and thinking there's another ant on me. And pray to whatever, the higher, whatever you believe in. And I was like, just let me know what my path is in life. Like, let me know what I was put on this planet to do. And I would always do that, but I would never put in work to figure out what that path was. So I had a realization, because there was things in my life that were starting to be affected by this issue. My relationship with Will was one of them, and I was just so awful. Like, I was just not a good partner to him. And it all stemmed from my insecurities and who I am as a person. So that was kind of a huge wake-up call for me, for sure. There was a bunch of things that really needed to change in my life, so I wrote them down. So that's kind of my first tip right now, is for people that are kind of stuck in a spot where they want to change and they want to evolve and they don't know what to do or how to do that. First step I would recommend is writing down things about yourself that you know that you want to change. And that way you can kind of hold yourself accountable to them. So I'm just gonna share with you a few things that I wrote down in my journal that I knew I wanted to change about myself. And the first one was be better with my money. I'm not very good with my money at all. You guys know I love my nice things, and you know, I work in the service industry, so I'm making decent money, but I just like haven't been good with my money. I should be saving it for our future, and I just like, I have savings, but it's like, it's not a great amount of savings. So I definitely want to be better with my money and just think more long-term rather than what's gonna make me happy short-term, such as like all these designer things and I'm like, oh, I want that, oh, I want that. I'm gonna take money from my savings to buy a $3,000 bag that's gonna make me happy for 2 months. Like, it was just, my mentality was just so off, you know? So that was one thing, be better with my money. Second thing was have a better relationship with food. And this is actually one of the biggest things that I personally feel that has been affecting me as a person altogether. And you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but I have suffered with bulimia. I'll insert my video up here of my story with my eating disorder. And I've always struggled with my relationship with food. Always, 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 always. And no, I haven't binged and purged in many years, but I just have a terrible relationship with food. Like, I eat with my emotions and not because I want to fuel my body and energize it, which is totally, like, that mindset is so off. Like, you should be eating to fuel your body, not because you are an emotional eater, you're sad or you're happy or whatever. So that's one thing I definitely wanted to change, and I am going to change. Another thing, think positively. I am going to change that about myself. Just like overeating, and I really have a problem with sweets. I think it's because I restricted so much when I was sick. I would never allow myself to eat like sweets and stuff like that, that now I binge them all the time. Every single day I would eat, you know, something like ice cream and cookies. I'd bake cookies for myself. I'd get chocolate bars, and it would stunt my health journey. So I would be working out so much. I would be, you know, finally starting to see a change in my body, and then it would just totally get fucked up with my eating habits. So that's another thing I'm going to change in my life, is the way I'm eating. I have started, and I do feel good. I'm still allowing myself, like the other day, it was our anniversary and Will made me dessert. I'm still allowing myself to indulge in stuff like that, but it's not an everyday thing. It shouldn't be an everyday thing either. I encourage every single person that has a bad relationship with food to really try to work on that, because if you are like, especially my age, if you are still having issues with food, it's like, why do you want to live a life like that? Why do you want to live a life where you're constantly like emotionally eating, you're constantly eating so much to make yourself sick, you never want to leave food on your plate when you're at a restaurant? Like, no, leave food on the plate. It's totally fine to leave food on your plate. It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. Next thing, which is also a huge, probably like the biggest thing in this whole journey, and that is my YouTube career. I'm gonna say career because I do see a career out of this. Whether or not I start actually making money or not, I'm gonna look at it as a career. I would love to do this. I've wanted to do this for so many years. Guys, you don't even understand how many years I've been wanting to do it. And I've let those years just go away. Obviously, I'm not regretting anything. I'm not gonna like hold any sort of regret against what I've done in my past, because it's made me who I am today. But if I didn't delete my channel in high school, or if I would have started 3 years ago when Will bought me this camera, like, who knows where I could have been, right? I'm just going to really be so dedicated to this. And for any of you guys out there that are going through the same thing as me, find something that you're passionate about that you can dedicate your time to. Whether that's writing, whether that's doing art, whether that's health and fitness, whether that's YouTube, whether that's fashion, like anything. If you find something that you are so dedicated to, whether it is a career or not, just do it, because you will feel so fulfilled and like doing it, you know? Like, I feel so fulfilled at the end of the day when I can say, you know, I have a video up. Although I only have a couple hundred views on certain videos, it's just like, people are still looking at it, you know? That's what makes me happy. And going forward, I'm gonna look at this as a career, even though I'm not making money on it. That's just my mindset. Next is no more fillers. Another thing I'm very open with is how I get fillers done. I have been very open with that since day one, because a lot of celebrities and a lot of other influencers out here are so secretive of it and actually even lie about it. Like the whole Madison Beer, like, she's a stunning woman, but she's obviously not natural. Like, she's not, I'm sorry. Just be open with it, because all these women are like feeling like shit because they feel like they are supposed to fit this certain type of look and they just don't. And it's just so unrealistic. That's why I'm open with it. As I said, I'm not open with it to encourage it, because from my experience with fillers, it is an addiction, just like a drug addiction. Getting fillers constantly to fill a void in what I'm feeling in myself is what I was doing for the longest time. You guys don't even want to know the amount of money I've spent on fillers in a year. I'm gonna tell you. It's definitely somewhere between $5 grand a year on fillers and Botox, and that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I have nothing wrong with like every few years getting a little plump here and there. That's totally fine. Do it to refresh yourself and, you know, to refresh your appearance. Don't do it because you're unhappy with the way you look. And that's what I was doing. I was constantly trying to fill this void of me being so unhappy with the way I look with these fillers. And then I would like randomly have these moments of like, I'm gonna remove everything, I don't look good. Then the next day I'd be like, no, I think I need more cheek filler. I think I need more. Like, it was just so up and down, and that's just because I was just so insecure with how I look. And that's another thing I wanna change. I don't think I'm an ugly woman by any means. I think I'm average looking, and that needs to be okay with me, that I feel that I'm average, and there's nothing wrong with that because I know I'm a beautiful human inside, and that's what counts. No more fillers, guys. I'm not saying forever. And that's another thing. Will and I were looking back on my photos. I'm gonna pull up a photo actually. It's on my Instagram, but my face, obviously I've aged a few years from when this photo was taken, but my whole face is different. Like, it's not drastic by any means, but it is different. So this is a photo of my best friend and I in 2017. And in this photo, I did have a little bit of cheek filler and lip filler. And look at the shape of my face. It's also edited. I used to Facetune and like smooth out my skin and all that shit. I don't do that anymore. But see, in those photos, you guys can look on my Instagram if you want, of my old photos. And you can definitely see a little bit of a difference in the way I look. And that's another realization I had, is like, holy shit, I'm literally changing like my features, like my beautiful features that I had. I'm changing them. Like, why am I changing them, you know? So I'm saying no more fillers. I might just even out my lip on this one side, but honestly, not my priority. My fifth thing on my list is to be a better partner, and that is to Will, because Will is literally like, God, Will is literally the best person. Like, obviously we have differences and stuff like that, but he just genuinely wants the best for me, like all the time. Like, sometimes I would like bitch to my friends and be like, ugh, he's so controlling, like he doesn't like me getting fillers. And like, obviously he doesn't like me getting fillers, but it was also because I wanted to get fillers in the middle of a pandemic when I wasn't making money. So he was being like, that's so stupid, Courtney. Why are you spending all this money on fillers when you're not even making income? I would be so defensive about that and be like, you're controlling, like da da da. And I was just honestly so fucking rotten to him, like straight up, like bad rotten. So another one of my things is that, because I love him so much, he knows that, but I was just so angry and upset with myself that I was just taking out all my frustrations on him. And I feel like people tend to do that sometimes. You take out like your anger and your frustrations on your partner. So that is something that I'm definitely trying to work on. I used to feel like Will was attacking me, but actually just talking sense into me. I would just be so angry and I wouldn't know how to handle my emotions properly. So I would just like, I wouldn't like throw shit, but I would like scream and yell and like, anyways, that's another thing I really want to work on, is my anger. Another thing that I feel like a lot of people do, especially if you're in Canada because it's legal, and that is smoking weed. Smoking weed is something I've been doing for years. I actually only started after high school, but I've been pretty consistent with smoking weed, like daily weed use. And that is something I 100% am going to change. Yes, there's like, people claim that it's all natural and it does nothing to you, but it does. Smoking weed can really fuck you up, whether you want to actually think that or not. Felt so unmotivated and I relied on it. Like 5 o'clock would come and I'd be like, oh, I'm rolling up a joint and I'm smoking, and I just don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to smoke weed anymore. Like, what's gonna happen when I have kids? I don't want to be that role model of their mom smokes weed every day. Absolutely not. I would never want to be that person. So that's another thing. I'm actually, let's see how many days I'm clean. 7. I haven't smoked weed in 7 days. And that's a lot coming from someone that would smoke every day. So, and then the last thing I wrote down here was just to genuinely feel confident and radiate self-love, and just genuinely be so happy with who I am as a person and just fucking thrive. And I feel like every single person wants that and craves that and doesn't know how to get there. So the next part of the video is me telling you guys about how I plan to get there. Things that I'm going to incorporate into my life, and which I have been incorporating into my life already. I'm not even kidding. I feel so much happier. The things that changing your mindset can do is just absolutely incredible. So the first thing is change your mindset. Stop thinking so negatively, because you literally start to manifest that. You start to like think, oh fuck, I'm not good enough. Oh shit, like, you know, I am ugly. Oh, like, you start to think that. And like, once it becomes a daily habit of thinking all these thoughts, you genuinely believe it. And so starting to think with a positive mindset is so important. And that's why I correct myself when I say, I think I will do that, or maybe I should do that. No, I will. You will, I will, I can, and I will. That's like stuck in my head. It's like I'm always trying to correct myself now, because having a shitty mindset about things really affects your growth as a human being, 100%. Next thing I've been doing, which I have been loving, and I actually think I talked about it in another video, but it's journaling. It's like therapy. Journaling is like free therapy. I recommend it to everyone. So I've been doing that since my first entry was June 19th, and I've been writing in it every day, even if it's just something small or like little like kind words to yourself. That's what I've been doing, and I feel like it's actually helped a lot just in the way I feel about myself. So journaling, I definitely recommend to you guys if you guys are like stuck in just like this rut of like, what do I do with my life? What am I capable of doing? Like, that helps a lot. And then another thing I discovered is meditating. And I was always just like, oh, meditating's so spiritual, and like, it is very spiritual, but like kind of like hippy dippy. I tried to meditate, and the past 2 times that I meditated, after I'm in tears. Like, I'm in tears of just like, I can't even explain the feeling, how I feel after I meditate. It's honestly unbelievable. It's crazy. I never would have thought in a million years I would be meditating, but it has helped. It just makes you have like a clearer mind, better thoughts, more self-love to yourself. I can't recommend it enough. That is another thing that I've kind of incorporated. And another thing that I've been very watchful of is my eating, obviously. So I try to only eat when I'm hungry. I think I've been pretty good. I haven't really been snacky or anything like that. There's so many other things that I'm gonna be doing and that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys, so you guys can kind of follow along if you're on the same page as me. We can grow together. That sounds kind of lame, but it's true. Because I did feel very alone. I did completely feel so alone. And this realization happened overnight, and I was like, I need to do something with my life. And I know I was put on this planet to inspire, to motivate, and just to be a good human being to other people. I just know I'm gonna be good at that. So I'm fucking thirsty. Me with my slurping. So this is the first of many videos I'm going to be posting in my self-development kind of journey that I'm going on, and will be on for probably the rest of my life at this point, because I mean, it's a lifelong journey of, you know, evolving into who you want to be. And I feel like instead of just constantly wishing and dreaming that you're that person, start envisioning it. Like, I will be that person. I will have a house one day. I will be successful in what I want to do. I will be the healthiest I'll ever be. You know, once you change your mindset into like, I will be, you definitely will be. That's where I'm at right now. As I said, my channel is definitely gonna kind of go more into that direction. Obviously, I love fashion, like, you know, my little vlogs and this and that, but it's definitely gonna be more health and wellness related. So if you guys are into that, subscribe. It means a lot to me, and you guys are gonna start seeing a different side of me. I feel like a more like real, raw side of me, and I am a little nervous about it, but I'm okay with it, and I think you guys are really gonna like this side of me and actually get to know who I am a little bit more as a person. So if you guys want to subscribe, I would love that. I think that's all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.